Hello everyone. How are you all? Hope all of you are doing good. We are back after a short break. I hope you remember your previous portions that we took during the month of April. Today I have come up with a new chapter. That is the first chapter in your physics textbook, Electric Charges and Fields. It's very important chapter, so listen carefully and be attentive throughout the sessions. Okay children, so let's start. You might have experienced a crackling sound, or you might have seen some spark when you take off your synthetic clothes or polyester sari, especially sweaters, especially in dry weathers, right? Also, you might have experienced some electric shock while opening the handle of a door or while touching the iron bar of a bus after sliding from the seat. Have you ever thought about the reason for all this phenomena? Yes, the reason is the discharge of electric charges through our body. Due to this discharge, we feel all the sensations. So, from where do this electric charge just accumulate? So, these electric charges accumulate due to rubbing or sliding with another surface. Also, lightning that is observed in the sky during the thunderstorm is an example for electric discharge. Okay, so all this phenomena comes under a group that is static electricity. And you might have studied about static electricity or frictional electrification in your class 8 physics. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss in this chapter in detail. And electrostatics is a branch of physics that deals with the study of forces, fields, and potentials arising from static charges. And we will discuss more about this force, field, and potential in this chapter itself in the coming sessions. Okay, so let's start. Let's discuss about electric charge first. And I know you know more about this electric charge, but still we need to discuss about this electric charge in more detail. See, the credit of discovery of this electric charge goes to Greece. They discovered that when amber is rubbed with wool or silk cloth, amber is able to attract light objects. So what happens when amber is rubbed with cloth, wool or silk cloth? So due to rubbing, the electrons are transferred between the objects. The electrons are transferred from one object to another object. The object which loses electrons gains a positive charge, and the object which accepts electrons or receives electrons gains a negative charge. So when due to rubbing or due to sliding, the objects get charged, either positive or negative charge. Due to this charge, the charged objects are able to attract light objects. We can see many such pairs of materials that get charged on rubbing. So let's look at this figure. Here you can see a glass rod is suspended using a silk thread. This glass rod is rubbed with a wool or silk cloth. So what happens? Due to rubbing, the object gets charged, and here the glass rod acquires a positive charge. That means the electrons have been transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth. So glass rod acquires a positive charge and silk cloth acquires a negative charge. And similar glass rod which is rubbed with wool or silk cloth is brought near the first glass rod. So what happens? They will repel each other. Why? Because this glass rod also is positively charged and this glass rod is also positive charged. So like charges will repel. So the two glass rods will repel each other. Similarly, here you can see this is a plastic rod and this plastic rod is rubbed with a cat's fur. And due to rubbing, this plastic rod has acquired a negative charge. That means this plastic rod gained some electrons and the cat's fur has lost some electrons. Similar plastic rod which is rubbed with cat's fur is when it is brought near the first plastic rod, they will repel each other because both are like charges. Here, when the plastic rod and glass rod are brought close to each other, what will happen? They will attract each other because both are unlike charges. So like charges will repel and unlike charges will attract, and due to rubbing the objects gets charged. Similar in the case of pith balls here. These are the pith balls. So here the negatively charged or the here both the pith balls are negatively charged. Here both the pith balls are positively charged. And here one is positive charge and another is negatively charged. Well, and unlike charges attract each other. This is the basic property of an electric charge. Next, what do you mean by this electric charge? What if I ask you to define the electric charge? So electric charge, it is the quantification of electricity or electrification. How much electricity is present in that object. That is, that quantity is measured with the help of this electric charge. And there are two types of electric charge. That is positive and negative charge. And the property which help us to distinguish between the positive and negative charge is known as polarity. And do you know the name of the scientist who coined the term positive and negative charge? That is Benjamin Franklin. The Benjamin Franklin is the scientist who coined the term positive and negative charge for the first. See, you might have heard about this gold leaf electroscope. This gold leaf electroscope is an apparatus that is used to detect the charge present in an object. So let's see how does it work. This is the structure of a gold leaf electroscope, and this is a brass disc, insulator plug, brass rod. It's a glass, but the whole thing is enclosed in a glass bottle. Here you can see a metal foil which is earthed, so the charges can leak through this earthing, and this is gold leaves. So how does it work? This figure shows you the working. Here you can see a negatively charged object is brought in contact with the brass disc. So when a negative charge comes here, due to electrostatic induction, which we will discuss in the coming section, opposite charge, that is positive charge, will be induced here, and this positive charge. And due to this positive charge, here which charge will induce? Again due to induction, opposite charge, that is negative charge, will be induced here. And since both the leaves, gold leaves, are negatively charged, they will repel each other. Similarly, when a positively charged rod is brought near this brass rod, opposite charge, that is negative charge, will be induced here. Again here opposite charge, that is positive charges, will be induced here, and due to the positive charges present on both the leaves, it will repel. Okay, so the like charges will like charge foils will repel. Suppose if two foils is attracted to each other, then we can say the charges will be unlike charges. And the degree of divergence help us to know the amount of charge present in an object. If a more and more amount of charge is present in an object, the degree of divergence also will be more. Thus, gold leaf electroscope help us to find out the quantity of electric charge present in an object. So next, let's discuss about the properties of electric charge. The first property of electric charge is quantization. Quantization means what? All charges are any charge present in the universe as integral multiple of a basic charge. And which is that basic charge? Charge on an electron. You might have studied about this concept in your class 10 physics. There you are studying one equation that is Q is equal to NE. Q is equal to NE. That N means number of charges, integral multiple, and E is the electronic charge. So N can take value 1, 2, 3, etc. Therefore, so that property is the quantization of electric charge. We have studied this concept in your class 10 physics. Next property is additive property. That means consider a system consisting of n number of charges like Q1, Q2, Q1, etc. So what is the total charge of the system? The total charge of the system is the algebraic sum of all the charges present in that system. Okay, for example, consider a system like this. It consists of charges Q1, which is a positive charge, Q2, which is again a positive charge, and Q3, it is a negative charge. then what will be the total charge of the system? See, the total charge will be equal to Q1 plus Q2 minus Q3. Why? Because here we need to consider the algebraic sum. So like this is the additive property of electric charge. Next is conservation of charge. That is the next property, conservation of charge. Conservation of charge means what? Just like conservation of energy, mechanical energy. What is the conservation of mechanical energy? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. The total energy of a isolator system will be constant. Just like that, charges are neither created nor be destroyed, but the total charge of an isolator system will remain constant. So these are the properties of electric charge.